Alright, I decided I'm gonna do a Meet the Reader video. I mean, would you like to know how these readers acquired this ability or how they honed it or if it was with them all along, what happened? I have a whole story. um, well, we're gonna start with centuries back because this goes beyond my grandmother's mother. My grandmother's mother did readings in her home after her piano lessons. She did piano lessons. Great grandmother. This is my mother's grandmother. Yeah. Now, it was well known in the family. Everyone has different things that sort of appear through their life. My grandmother prepares everybody. I was prepared when I started to show signs of energy manipulation. Now, this is an absolute fact. There are so many people who witness these things happen, and there's no explanation, no way. But the way it came in me was through energy uh, transfer, and I had no control. It came in bursts, and I had no idea when, how, what. And my mother took me to as a hypnotist, and I was taught self hypnosis. Now we call it meditation, because I didn't sleep. Um, she felt that I probably needed something to help relax. So I started meditating at 5 years old. I mean, I was a moon child from birth. The energy manipulation didn't occur until I was 9 years old. Now, mind you, I have a little brother who's 4 years younger. He was 5. And little brothers can be very, very annoying. My mother worked all the time. So it was for me to take care of things. My grandmother prepared us all, and her word for this was not the knowing or a knowing. She called it aware. Um, and informed us not to be afraid. All of us had been prepared for whatever it would manifest itself as, how it would come out in us. It seemed to have only come out in the female. Um, hereditary line, female. My aunt, my mother, my grandmother's mother, and me, my cousin. Uh, we all have a, a form. I preferred to not see that and not acknowledge it when I was young. The main incident gave everyone what I would be considered as an energy manipulator. We had a television set in the living room, and I turned it on one day, and it popped, and blew through the television. My mother took it to the repairman. She brought it back. Everyone else touched it and turned it on. As soon as I turned it on, it popped again. Now, she took it back. This is costing money, right? And she's not very happy because we don't have a lot to spare. She took it back the second time, and he decided to completely redo the whole inside of the television to make sure that he covered all bases. Because this had to just be some coincidence, right? And my mother went up the road and borrowed a television from one of the neighbor kids, one of the neighbors. She brought it home, set it up in the living room. Everyone turned it on. And guess what? I touched that television, turned it on, and it played. Well, now my mother's furious, and I'm no longer allowed to touch the television. She takes that neighbor's television to the repairman, picks up our television, and brings it back, and tells me I am not to touch the television. No, no touching the TV. Well, I didn't touch it. If you want to watch TV, your brother can turn it on. And do you know, for 2 months, nobody popped that television. I did not touch the TV. It worked perfectly fine. And one day, my brother was being a little snot, as usual. Shithead. When I asked him, please, to turn the TV on. Oh, no. Out the door he went. Now you know, thinking, it's been a long time. There's no way. It's not me. It just was a coincidence. So I thought, I'll turn it on. It's not going to be a problem. I'm not going to pop the TV. Turned it on, popped. Now, mind you, I knew at that moment, oh my God, I am in real trouble. This gave the family what they needed to know where I was concerned, how we would try to learn to channel this as a child, but I got into adulthood and I sure sloughed it off. I didn't die. I really didn't acknowledge it. I didn't acknowledge it. I just kind of let it go. You know, you get on with life, not thinking. Mind you, Al, I'm countless light bulbs, watches that never worked on my arm. Everyone else will wear them for however long they want. Not me. No watch. I had to wear a pocket watch and wind it in order for it to keep a pocket watch. And then one day, I'd done everything right. I was trying to have my children, and I was on the fourth miscarriage, and I was laying in a hospital suite having a tubal removed. And I very suddenly woke up, and here I had given a shot and a jolt or two. My heart had stopped. But something very different happened to me. I understand that it was only gone, clinically dead for a couple, until he flatlined for a couple of minutes, and they brought me back. But something was different. Something was very different. My electricity was out of control. I mean, I was constantly getting shocked on everything, shocking other people. It just never stopped. I had a very hard time with it. I couldn't understand how to maneuver it. And there was no way any family member would have we have a remedy and know how to do this. No, nobody knew. I had no way of knowing how to do it. And a long time later, I was pretty wrapped up at the time in my sorrow from no children. And 6 miscarriages later and the loss of everything, I was pretty much deep in my sorrow and I didn't pay any attention. But though I was gone on that table for a couple minutes, I had a very long experience on the other side of the veil. Now, I did not tell anyone in the beginning that, it was just a dream. Or, no. No one will believe me. They'll think I'm crazy. And I'm not so sure what happened. Then I started seeing a lot of light behind me. I would look and it wouldn't be there. Light around me all the time. It was just almost an annoyance. Look, it's not there. But it felt like it was light. I could see it almost radiating around. And then one day I got a horse. I had no ability to have children, and I was definitely deep in my sorrow. I had come home, taken all of my money that I had saved, and bought a business. Well, I bought a horse first. Now this horse, I don't think anyone could have handled this horse. But and I never knew anything about these things. But it felt like I suddenly knew. felt like I could just play. I knew what I was doing. Even though I didn't believe in myself, I listened to other people and it took me further away from what I wanted to, where I wanted to get this animal, everyone in the barn called Lucifer. I later found out he was pretty damaged. He stayed with me 22 more years and became my partner, my best friend. The worst, awful, most beautiful, wonderful thing that ever happened to me. Rescued me from the depths of sorrow. Gave me purpose, meaning. And I know that he'll be waiting for me. Saved my life more than a dozen times. More than I can count. I don't even know why. But I noticed that when I was in his stall with him, and I would touch him, and I was trying to be, I was focusing myself on the gentleness of it and trying to rest him, to make him understand I was his friend. I was not going to rodeo bucker him and scrape him with razor sharp things and force him to do things. And I noticed it was relatively dark in the stall area. And I started touching him, and the arcs on my fingers were there were arcs everywhere. I was starting to willfully use the electricity, the energy of it. And it connected us, okay? And I realized that there's a way. I have not in any way perfected that. There's a way. So I try to pull energy that I can feel from people. And it's collective when I read the cards and I start to really focus. I get those tingles, those little shocks all over. Sometimes it'll feel like a lightning bolt in my fingers. I feel like tingles. I can't get through all of the spirits at night when I'm sleeping. They all want to talk. They all have something to say to a collective. Any collective. They want to talk. They know who their family collective is, and they push forward. And I can't seem to build a team. I just allow them to meld with me, and I work with them if I can in my sleep. At first, I was very afraid and uncomfortable with the way that I was moving light away from me in these dreams, pushing it out of the way, when all it was trying to do was communicate with me. I know that I had a near-death experience. I know that I was on the other side of the veil. And there's things that I know that I can't even explain, I'm sure of. And there's been gifts that have come with it. I'm compelled to follow. How I came to this horse, I was led and I followed. It just happened. So yeah, that's my story. Then I was in another car accident like that. I did realize why I didn't have children. You know, that story I'm probably going to have to save because it's very difficult for people to it's very difficult for a human with suits you're wearing to realize some things. It's wrap your head around it. I'm over all of the sorrow. I understand it. As a matter of fact, I wasted an awful lot of time in the flesh here just trying to maneuver my way around figuring out how to be a human. Without even realizing it. I just followed instinct and primitive for so many years. We're here for such a short time and why are we still at it? and sorrow and foolishness that I didn't have to waste. Mhm. But over this course of time, those things have, mm, they've given me a more powerful ability with this energy. Appreciate it. I'm trying very hard to perfect that maneuverability. I don't know whether I ever will, but I know that I know that it's possible, and I know it has something to do with this. I know that it does. So I'm perfecting the skill as best I can. I thought that calling on so many out of the collective, I could branch out some and maybe perfect the skills a little better than just these one-on-ones. So I hope that you understand my story a little. I hope that we have conversation and you know your reader. I always thought tarot was a conversation. So interesting, so spiritual, so divine between people. So I don't think that we really touch each other enough to realize how connected we are. We're so connected. There's a depth of conversation there. So connected. Even the music we listen to over there on that, in that reality. And let me tell you, this felt very much like I was dreaming at first. And that felt like home, and I didn't want to be here. I didn't see a timeline. It wasn't like that. It was just very sudden. I knew where I was. I knew. I knew. It was like revelation. There it is. And you suddenly are given, or you suddenly, all of the questions you ever had are answered. Any question you can think of. But you don't see it with your eyes because you don't have any. You don't smell it, taste it, touch it, feel it. None of that. It's totally different experience. And you belong to it. So anyway, that's my story, some of it. As it grows, I'll tell you if any new stuff comes up or if any crazy stuff comes up. The TV's, oh, then when I was, after all of that, my mother got a brand new hot tub on her deck. Oh my goodness, am I getting hiccups? I know I need to get just busy reading. My mother got a brand new hot tub. And I came down where I was staying, and every time I got in a hot tub, she asked me to turn the heat up. I reached over to turn the heat up and caught the damn fire. And the control panel caught on fire. My mother immediately insisted I get out of the hot tub and never get back in. Now, to this day, I've never touched her television again. I've never touched her television. And I never got back in that hot tub. And every time something happens, it gets blamed on Electric Kim. I got dubbed that at 9 years old and teased about it at Thanksgivings every year. And there you have it. You gotta take it lightly. They got their own quirks. So occasionally you will see the electricity or the energy come out. It will very suddenly move a muscle, or I might throw something. Almost comes out as a tick. There's no way I can predict that. But that's how I know that I'm on the right track, or that I'm reaching somewhere. So, all right. Thank you for your time, and I hope that you You have faith in it. And nothing ends. We just simply transform, that's all. Step across. Alright? I hope that helps you know me a little better, and perhaps you'll come visit sometime more. Like and subscribe, and I don't know, we can have many conversations. Thank you all.